Hey, it's March the 22nd, 2016. This is Wes Fryer, and I've just downloaded and then configured the new Apple TV update, and I just thought I would show it off a little bit as far as how I've organized things with folders and show off a couple apps that you may or may not have seen before. This is my absolute favorite app. It's called Space Station Live, and it allows you, when it's working, to see who's on the space station. So you can see we've got 3 new astronauts or cosmonauts that are there. Have only been there for 4 days. And when I go ahead and hit the live feed, this is going to, when it's on the bright side of the Earth show, we might come back to see that, shows the high definition feed of the space station from the ISS. So this is kind of like the dock. I like to put YouTube, and we've got a few movies that we bought on iTunes, but then definitely lots of Netflix, and then we use Plex as well, thanks to my sister in Liberty, Missouri. And anyway, those are kind of at the top. But just like my phone, I think I'm liking this idea of not having just tons of scrolling real estate, and so I organize things with a little photography folder. I've got a music folder. I've got a just video folder with, and you can, it doesn't flip over to different screens. It just keeps on going down if you have more, and I'm just hitting menu to go back here. I made a Earth and Space folder, and I've got news. One of my favorite apps I'll show, I don't know if you've seen this one before. Well, I like both the Reuters and as well as Newsy. I'll show Reuters first. Reuters is a great news app because it asks you how much time you've got. So you have 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or 30 minutes. Let's say I've got 15. Of course, we're probably going to hear about Brussels and the terrorism attack there. So it's going to summarize and give me a...
The hunt is on.
It's going to be about Brussels. It's going to give me a 15-minute news flash. So Newsy is another one of my favorite apps. I've used this for a while on the computer.
For us, waterboarding was the hardest question.
John Yoo is the former Justice Department attorney most famous.
And I think it comes out of the University of Missouri in their journalism area. It's not part of their university, but anyway, the summary. What's cool about Newsy is it takes news from several different sources and then kind of synthesizes it together. So I went ahead and split off my tech news over in a separate folder. I did one for games. I haven't done a lot with games on the new Apple TV yet. And then I just kind of made a miscellaneous for other things. One thing that's worth noting is that Seesaw, which is just the most awesome digital portfolio app for your students to use, especially if you're using iOS devices, allows you now to have an Apple TV feed. And so, like, here's a video that my wife put in that she had just got off of PBS. Although I don't know, is that going to play it? Maybe it's just going to show the picture of that actually, huh? And it's got audio with it. So what does that mean? Does that mean that she's? Let's see if she's. Oh, cool! So she went ahead and shared this link, and then shared it with a specific student, and then recorded an audio message that's with it. And then she could go in and look at a particular student in their portfolio. So that is awesome. That's Seesaw, which now has an app for Apple TV. I'll do this just to make. Well, I don't know if it was Dean. Somebody was saying that they were pretty jealous. This is a speed test, so we're on the 3rd speed tier with our Cox cable modem, which generally is about 120 megs down of bandwidth, and it's between 10 and 20 megs of upstream bandwidth, which is pretty remarkable. I upgraded our modem to a DOCSIS 3 modem about a year ago, so you can see it peaked out at about 30, but it kind of stabilizes somewhere around 10 megabits up. So we have, like, my wife is streaming Netflix right now, and I sometimes have 4 simultaneous Netflix streams going, so that definitely slows things down when that's happening. But anyway, let's see if we can go back to Space Station Live and see. There it is. Isn't that awesome? That's so cool. And I've got an app on my phone called Spot the Station, so I can actually see where on planet Earth we're looking down and then you can kind of track it. And anyway, it is just phenomenal. Last thing I'll point out, I guess, is that when you're wanting to move something, you just go ahead and hold down your finger, and you can move it. If you want to move it out, you can move it to another location, and then just kind of like you do with the phone, you hold it over, and it will allow you to move it inside a folder or whatever. And then if you're good with where that's located, you press menu, and then when I flip up, oops, I hit Siri. If you flip up, then that's what's going to let you go ahead and customize the title that you have for the menu. So it'll automatically suggest a title for your folder, and then you can customize it. So there you go. There's a little tour of the new folder capabilities inside the brand new update to Apple TV in March of 2016.